Hey guys, so let's talk about this week's episode of Once Upon a Time. I continue to be amazed at how much I'm kind of dealing with the whole Frozen storyline. They've been doing a really good job of kind of intertwining that storyline with the characters that we kind of know and love from Once Upon a Time. So thumbs up to the Once Upon a Time writers for that. I think my favorite part of this week's episode was definitely Emma and Regina. So they're already two of my favorite characters on the show, and their relationship has obviously been pretty volatile from the beginning. I've really always wanted the two of them to get along, and I think they could learn so much from each other. I think they're alike in a lot of ways. And so yeah, this episode was kind of a great step for them in their relationship, like in their friendship, as they really kind of confronted some issues that they needed to deal with. The number one issue, of course, being that Emma pretty much ruined Regina's life. So I loved all of their conversations, right, the whole time, and you get why Regina was mad. You also get, you know, that Emma is trying to kind of make amends. And I felt like they both had really great points. I loved Regina's point about kind of like living with the fact that you've hurt people and that sometimes you just have to do that. Because I think it's so true that there are times when we know that we've done people wrong and we want them to forgive us because we want some of that guilt to go away. I thought that was such a fantastic point that she made. But I love the ending as well, right? Where Emma comes to Regina and finally tells her, like, look, I'm not trying to get your forgiveness because I feel guilty. I just want us to be friends. I loved that point where she told Regina, like, there are times when pretty much you're the only one who will understand what I'm going through. I just thought that was such a great scene, right? Because I wasn't expecting it. Like, I was expecting it to take a little longer, right? Because, you know, Regina was pretty much throwing lots of hate in this episode, and rightfully so. But I loved that we kind of saw that break in her when she realized that Emma was reaching out to her because she thought they were friends and she wanted to kind of repair that friendship. I think you get that Regina has this hard shell. I mean, we all see that because when she's with Henry, she's like a complete and total softie. But I think we kind of got to see a little bit more of that in this episode with Emma as well. I mean, what friends does Regina have, right? I mean, so I think knowing that Emma thought of her as a friend and wanted to have a friendship with her, I think that definitely had an impact on her. There were so many great Regina and Emma moments too. I mean, at the end, of course, the two of them have to like combine their magic together to try to defeat this creature that the Snow Queen has sent to really kind of distract them. So that was really cool. And again, it's just another reminder that the two of them need to work together to be able to save, you know, Storybrooke and to be able to save some of the people that they love. I was intrigued as well by the whole storyline, the whole flashback with Emma to her childhood. I really wasn't quite sure where they were going with that, right? We see this flashback of her when she was a kid and she meets this other girl who she thinks is a runaway, and makes this kind of instant connection with her. In the end, she feels a little betrayed, right? Because this girl lied to her and she ends up kind of turning her back on this girl. Later in the episode, we kind of get that this is something that she's kind of regretted her whole life. And I think there was a part of me that was expecting like a big reveal about who this girl is now. Like, do we know her now? I'm still a little confused by all of that. Pretty much at the end of the episode, right, we see the whole video where we get that this is a part of the memory that she doesn't remember because the Snow Queen is on the video. And so we get that Emma was at a foster home where the Snow Queen was at. The Snow Queen who has aged quite well, might I add. That's what confused me, right, about the whole who this young girl was that Emma was friends with, because at first I thought they were going to say it was the Snow Queen. And then they kept doing the parallels between Regina and Emma and what was happening in Emma's past. And then I thought, oh my gosh, is it going to turn out that that's Regina? I don't know. It just kind of confused me. And I'm still not sure where we're going with that. Other than, of course, the fact that Emma kind of learned a lesson from that. And that affected her relationship with Regina. So yeah, Emma does get a clue about the Snow Queen and about, you know, when she knew her. And of course, this time that she can't remember. So hopefully there's more on the videotape. Or the videotape will lead her to learn more about what their relationship was really like. The Snow Queen did a whole bunch of bad stuff this episode, basically all so she could get Regina's mirror. And I feel like she was dropping a few like foreshadowy type hints about that because she kept talking to Sydney about how mirrors capture our essence and a little piece of our soul. So that makes me think, like, does she want Regina's mirror because she wants to steal Regina's soul? Like, I'm just not sure what she's gonna do with it, but I'm sure it's not gonna be good. I think the whole like lost memory Snow Queen storyline is turning out a lot better than I thought it was going to. And I'm really kind of intrigued by it. I I think I was intrigued by it, but I just kind of thought like, I'm not really sure where you're going. But now that we're starting to get little pieces of it, I'm really kind of wanting more. So that's a good sign. Would love to hear what you guys thought about this week's episode. That is it for me today. I will see you guys again soon. Bye.